Hey guys, this is Political History with me, Gavin, and today we're going to talk about Korea. So, well, North Korea, South Korea, whatever you want to call it. So, in this episode, this is going to be a history lesson. I'm not going to go into World War II yet, but yeah, it's not going to be a history lesson. It's going to be a political/history episode. It's where I basically take a current topic, tell you the backstory, tell you what's going on right now, and then give my opinion on what I would do if I was in a position of power. So we're going to talk about Korea. So we're going to go to talk about Korea. We're gonna go way back, not to 668 AD, but to the ancient era of 1910. So during 1910, Korea was colonized by Japan. Nothing really needs to be said anymore. So after that, 1945, World War II was over, Japan surrendered, and all of their colonies are basically not Japan's colonies anymore. Yeah, well, I really don't have to explain it. That'll be for the World War II episode. But all the Japan's colonies were not Japan's colonies anymore, and basically gained independence. So yeah, they basically gained independence, including Korea. But since World War II ended, another war began, and that is the Cold War. Yay! Okay. Yeah, so the Cold War began and a power vacuum had to be filled between the Koreans. So the communists would control the northern half, installing Kim Il-sung as the leader, and the U.S. would control the southern half, installing Syngman Rhee as the leader. So yeah, that's where we were. And now 1950. So Kim Il-sung, backed by Communist China and Communist Russia, invaded the South, hoping to reunify the South as a communist power. And they pushed the South way back into this tiny, isolated corner. Probably don't see what I'm pointing. This tiny, isolated corner. And there's probably a picture on it that I'll show you. But then the U.S. intervened, hoping to push North Koreans back from South Korea, in which they did. They pushed them to the 30th parallel. And then Harry Truman, who was the president at that time, made a faithful decision to reunify Korea. And it looked like it was going well, but then the U.S. and South Korea pushed North Koreans way back, almost to China's border. And then China came in, saying that the U.S. was a smidge too close to China. Oh, by the way, did I mention China? So yeah, China came in and basically counterattacked with the North Koreans. And then it looked like a North Korean victory, then a South Korean victory, north-south, flip-flop, flip-flop, and then eventually armistice. And an armistice is not a surrender, an armistice is a ceasefire. I'm making a lot of hand gestures. An armistice is a ceasefire, so technically the Korean War is still going on. It's just the longest war, or it's just the longest ceasefire ever. So yeah, that's where we were. And initially the North Koreans, okay, so basically both Koreans rebuild. And initially the North Koreans rebuilding was a lot faster than the South Koreans. Because the South Koreans, they experienced a lot of brutal dictatorships, but eventually they would emerge as the best democracy in Asia, or the greatest democracy in Asia. So that's where we were, and not really too much has happened, but then again, probably a lot has happened and I'm missing. But now let's go to 1991. The Soviet Union collapses, the Cold War is over, and Korea and North Korea, basically, not as much food is coming to them. You see, did you know that Russia is actually connected to North Korea? There's a little part that is there, and that's probably how they got some of their food. So yeah, Soviet Union collapsed, and a big majority of food is not going to North Korea anymore. I mean, China's still supporting them, but they're still supporting them even today, but not as much as they could be. So yeah, so Soviet Union collapsed, and basically all that food not going to North Korea is one of the things that impacted North Koreans, like being starving and not having enough food, and even some places have resorted to cannibalism, but I'll get into that later. Now 1994, this is where it gets really interesting, okay? So 1994, Kim Il-sung died. I know, it was so sad, Kim Il-sung died! Yeah, so Kim Il-sung died. Every person in North Korea was either sad, or else the North Korean army would beat the living shit out of you. But yeah. So once Kim Il-sung died, Kim Il-sung's son, Kim Jong-il, assumed power. And that's how the North Koreans were starving. Kim Jong-il. So Kim Jong-il, when he took power, there was a military first policy, and that was devoting all the precious resources away from the North Korean people and to the North Korean people working in the military. So I mean, I guess that kind of helped because the North Korean military is actually the fourth largest military, boasting at like 1 million something. I'm not sure. Go look it up for yourself. I don't know, but the fourth largest military ever. So I guess that kind of helped. But a lot of places in North Korea are starving. They just don't have the food to go on anymore. I mean, that's all I gotta say. Really, starving. So yeah, so that's basically the major thing that led to North Korean people being starved. Also the concentration camps. I'm not going to go into too in depth, but it's very brutal. So if you do something bad, you are declared enemy of the state. You go into the concentration camp where the conditions are brutal, and you'll be lucky if you live to be 40 in there. You're not going to live that long. Also, not only do you go in there, if you have any kids, your kids go in there, and if they have any kids, their kids go in there. Yeah, if your kids have any kids, they go in there. So yeah, you see how that would be a bad thing, a very, very bad thing. And that's why I'm not really going to be going to North Korea anytime soon. So that's where we were. Now let's go to 2011. 2011, Kim Jong-il, sorry, all the Kims is getting me really confused. Kim Jong-il died. He just dropped dead, he's dead. Kim Jong-il died, and now Kim Jong-un, the really obese fat kid who's 30, who probably shouldn't be in power, assumed power. And he really didn't do too much other than the North Korean nuclear program. You know, the controversial nuclear program that no one wants North Korea to have, even China, which is North Korea's biggest ally and North Korea's only ally. Even China doesn't want North Korean developing weapons, but they are. And they actually have weapons, and they could launch at South Korea, Japan, even Guam as well, if they wanted to. But they know that they're not going to do that, because if they did, any country would just wipe them off the map. They're not a powerful country, you guys. Even ISIS could probably wipe them off the map. I mean, seriously, they're not that powerful. So, yeah, that's basically where we are. I don't think I'm missing anything. Oh, yeah. No, I am missing something. Actually, in like 2010, there was shooting, you know, pew shooting in North Korea. North Korea was launching some artillery strikes at this tiny South Korean island. Like 50 people died. It was totally unnecessary, totally didn't need to happen, but it did. And yeah, the Korean War actually has not restarted yet, which is good for us, because I do not want a war in Asia. Now I'm going to get on to what we would do, or what I would do, what we would do 3 times. Anyways, so I'm going to be 2 people of what we would do. I'm going to be Kim Jong-un and the President of the United States, or South Korea, whatever. President of the United States. So I'm going to go to Kim Jong-un first. So here's what I would do. First, Kim Jong-un, if you're watching this, which I highly doubt you are, Kim Jong-un, if you truly loved your people, if you were a really good leader, you would make North Korea be more open. I mean, I'm not saying reunify, but I'm just saying you would make North Korea open, make them good trading partners with the US and Russia and Japan, and better allies with China. And you would do that to make sure your people aren't starving. You would dismantle your nuclear weapons also, is what I would do, and what you probably should do. That's what, yeah. Dismantle your nuclear weapons, open yourselves up and trade more. And, oh yeah, no concentration camps. Really bad. So what if someone's a political prisoner? You don't have to, yeah. Also, educate your citizens. Make sure they know what's going on, and make sure that they know that someone's landed on the moon. And yeah, that's basically what I would do. I would really, oh yeah, lose some weight. Definitely lose some weight. Become friends with the US, lose some weight. Now, I'm going to be the United States President. So, if nothing goes well, we can't reunify the peninsula, or at least we can't make North Korea more open to more trade and stuff like that, then I would choose the last thing to do. War! I'm so happy it's war. I'm going to choose war. So, I'll basically go to war with North Korea. First, dismantling their nuclear weapons, capturing their scientists, make sure that they don't have those nuclear weapons, and make sure they cannot strike, because it would be a very, very bad thing if they had nuclear weapons. Then I would make sure South Korea and maybe even other places helped me, and basically went to North Korea and reunified the peninsula with bombing strikes, bunch of stuff like that, a bunch of fun killing stuff like that, yeah. So a bunch of fun killing stuff like that, and reunify the peninsula as a power. So then the Korea would be unified, and then I would make sure trade and aid goes to the northern part of Korea. Trade, aid, same thing. Trade and aid. Yeah, that's basically all I would do. Trade and aid and make sure that the northern part of Korea would be better quality life. They wouldn't be starving. Yeah, that's basically all I would do. If I'm missing anything, I'll put it up there or down there or right there. I don't know. So yeah, that's it. So that's basically it, guys. I really don't think I missed anything. So yeah, so thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. My next episode is going to be about the Middle East. It's actually going to be a lot of episodes about the Middle East. But I'll talk about that. ISIS. So bye. See you guys later. Bye.